All right. Well, we don't have lights today. I forgot to turn on the lights, and I'm three-quarters dressed for work. But enough about that. Good morning, everybody. Oh, I look horrible right now. Just a second. Let me get the lights. Arrgh. All right. All right. Good morning. So I have the lights now. Yes, it's been one of those days so far. So good morning, everybody. Welcome. My name is Sincerely George, and welcome to the XRP Community Update. My mic seems crazy. I don't know if I've got everything right. I've been sick pretty much all week. I got sick on Monday and Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And Tuesday I was like chit-chatting like any kid skipping school. And then Wednesday I was like, oh, this is horrible. This is super horrible. But today I'm feeling better so far. And so thank you everybody for your well wishes. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry I wasn't here. So much stuff is going on and I'm not having an opportunity to talk about it with my friends. It really, really sucks. You know, I'm really excited that this is the first year that we have content creators and community members going to Swell. So a big congratulations to everybody that is going, and sorry to everybody who is like me and is not going. We weren't selected. But you know what? It doesn't mean that we aren't important. It means that they are trying it out. They're dipping their toe into the lake of, okay, what happens when we bring the non-professional people here, the people that don't have anything to lose? And if you look at all of us on Twitter, we're back and forth bantering, whereas most of the people that they invite, and it's really by invite only. I had applied in prior years to go, and they're like, "We're sorry, you are not coming." And they're looking at what businesses do you represent? What community are you from? Are you one of our customers? Are you not one of our customers? Are you a competitor? And then identifying who's attending based on that. And by inviting content creators to this, they're inviting the community. And the community is wild and does what the community does. And I think I'm about to sneeze. Sorry about that. Sorry about that too. So I think it's really impressive that they're inviting the community, but I consider it high risk. If I ran a startup that was working to change the financial systems, inviting content creators who may know, about the product, but may not know the talking points, what to stay away from, et cetera, et cetera. I think that it has an opportunity to create risk. And I don't want to say that, oh, it's risky that they invited these people. It's just they're a small business that's really trying to break in. They're a startup that's really trying to break into a very, very large area of commerce, that being the financial payment system, and anything that people and powerhouses in that community could use against them. Oh, look what they're doing over there. It creates risk, and that's why I say it's risky. So if you weren't invited, just know that I don't think it's because you weren't liked. I like Ripple, and they didn't invite me, but I think that this opens the door for Swell 2020 and having more people there, as long as the people that were invited don't mess it up. So don't mess it up, all you people that are going. Open that door wider, leave a gate open so that we can get into the VIP area with you. So congratulations, and let's move on. So this week has been really big so far. Leonidas had posted earlier this week that CoinField, so Genic has been released. Backup Bradley did a live stream on one of the evenings, maybe it was Monday or Tuesday, talking to the CoinField team that launched this. So I just wanted to talk about this really quickly. I actually have a window back here because I was laying in bed listening to the live stream, and something came out during that. I have to move this over like that. Something came out during the live stream, some of the different questions, and I just want to address it here, even though I'm not an expert on all these things, but I want to address it here. So Sologenic was created by CoinField, and as is marketed right here, it would be false advertising for them to say the wrong thing here, is built on the XRP ledger. So it's built on the XRP ledger, it's using the XRP ledger, and what does the XRP ledger enable? It enables the transfer of funds in payment flows, and you can actually convert, you can put any digital asset onto the XRP ledger. You can tokenize assets on the XRP ledger. And XRP is gas, is what it's called in Ethereum, and it's the base, it's the lubricant, the base of the XRP ledger. So it is the one asset that cannot be stopped or blocked on the XRP ledger because it is the lubricant that makes the system work. Anything else, there's opportunities for, blocking technology to be implemented. And again, I am not an expert, but if you go and read the technical documentation about the XRP ledger, you'll learn this. So there were questions about, is this going to contribute to volume, an increase in volume? Is this going to increase in XYZ? Fact of the matter is we have innovative solutions being built on the XRP ledger. XRP will automatically be used more because it's the lubricant in the car. It may not be used as the gas, aka leading immediately to a volume increase, but as a lubricant, it's already in the machine, it's part and parcel, and it's one of the easiest things to use. We have the Spring Initiative that has released their API documentation, which is going to enable, or their API package, which is going to enable more people to do development on the XRP ledger easier, right? So it takes out some of the heavy lifting. So we're going to see more solutions like this. And to say that a solution doesn't immediately lead to volume, an increase in volume, I think is really not good for our community. And I'm highlighting that. You're allowed to have whatever opinion you want. But to say that it's sort of like looking at the Apple and versus Android app revolution. Okay, so some of the apps that are being launched this year on Android or iOS and are very innovative and new. So one that I use is ZeroFast, and it does all this graphing and really cool things. When the first apps that were created, which for Android were garbage, absolute garbage. Yes, if those first apps were expected to adhere to and achieve the highest level of creativity and usability and yada, 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 we would not have the apps we have today because people have to start using the technology, start identifying what they can do, how it works. Other people need to look at it and say, oh my goodness, that's amazing, in order for us to have progress forward. So reaching out into another digital asset that I think we have a good working example of this with is the Ethereum blockchain and CryptoKitties. CryptoKitties came out in 2017, and at South by Southwest last year, I got to watch the presentation by the creators of CryptoKitties. And why create CryptoKitties? It jammed up their network. Transactions were going slower because everybody was trying to buy a kitty. And the fact of the matter that was explained by the creators is that they created CryptoKitties so that so their clients, because they are a firm, a software development firm that works in the blockchain space, they created CryptoKitties so that their customers would understand what blockchain is, how it works, how it could be used, and how it could be used in these other businesses' flows. They would be able to show the source code for that solution to those, potential customers and say, and this is what the underlying technology would look like, to enable them to think outside the box in regards to more important software implementations. So we have to play with software and get our hands wet and start building out things. And I think that the Sologenic solution is awesome. It does have its own token, and I don't fully understand all of the whiz-ding parts of it. But, even though it doesn't immediately, contribute to an increase in volume on the XRP ledger of XRP, doesn't mean that it's not innovative. So you're allowed to have your own opinion. I definitely have my own opinion. So I just wanted to hone in on that. And I hope you guys, I'm interested in seeing your comments about that. I haven't popped out my chat. Today's a little bit crazy, but let's keep going because there is so much stuff I want to talk about today. I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys in a while. So there's lots of stuff I want to talk about, and I'm already out of time. So let's get through it. Bam! Here is the press release from Coinfield in regards to Sologenic. For those who are like, what in the world is she talking about? Sologenic displays Solo coins for mark-to-market and liquidity providing. Solo will be available for trading on Coinfield's existing exchange, Coinfield's upcoming DEX, so a decentralized exchange, and is a major crypto exchange. So, and this is, I'm quoting this is what Bob Ross from Coinfield, he is the CEO, says. We're making it easy for people around the world to have access to different global stock exchanges via the blockchain. Imagine living in Tokyo and being able to trade assets from Nasdaq, the Hong Kong exchange, LSE, Deutsche, that's a word I can't say, and other major exchanges on one secure platform. This platform tokenizes stocks on the XRP ledger as demanded, allowing you to trade it against any cryptocurrency and spend in real time anywhere. Ultimately, Sologenic helps in the mass adoption of cryptocurrencies by allowing people to invest in stocks. It's a win-win for everyone. And I really do agree. As I said, I haven't spent day and night just researching this and salivating over it, but I think it's a really great, innovative solution that the Coinfield team has created. And moving on. So in regards to Bitcoin, if you've been in the space for any length of time, and this relates to XRP and to Bitcoin, you know that the dialogue around these technologies is constantly changing. This Visions of Bitcoin article on Medium really speaks to how the dialogue around Bitcoin has changed. So we're just going to pause here for a second. And I quote, "In the absence of recognized solo leader, Bitcoiners refer to founding documents and early forum posts to attempt to decipher what Satoshi truly wanted for the currency. This is not unlike the U.S. Supreme Court justices poring over constitutions and applying its ancient wisdoms to contemporary cases." Now, this article talks about the changing narrative around Bitcoin and generally around blockchain, but more specifically around Bitcoin. And so they outline, I believe, 7 different topics. So the rough order in appearance of the different topics are eCash, proof of concept, cheap peer-to-peer payment network, censorship-resistant digital gold, private and anonymous darknet currency, reserve currency for cryptocurrency industry, right? So it could be a reserve, programmable shared database, and uncorrelated financial asset. So I thought this was an interesting article. It has this really pretty diagram right here. And each of these different colors represent a different topic. And so you can see that, the narrative around things has changed. The yellow line right here is censorship resistant e-gold. The green line is a reserve currency for crypto, right? Which is interesting. And uncorrelated financial asset is what this pink line up at the top is. We see that anonymous darknet currency has come down in volume, like they seem to have realized that you can find them. And I really just thought this was an interesting article because it dives into why the dialogue is changing, what they're talking about, and where the conversation may be going. And it looks at it from a historic perspective. Let me go down to a couple of pieces here. So it really tries to analyze where things were at their height. And down here, one of the things that's really cool in this article is the timeline. It talks about major events that happen, and then you can correlate that to the specific topics that are listed above. I highlight this for you for 2 reasons, because it's a nice lead into my next topic is one, but because as we're looking at the dialogue that's going on around XRP, and you think about the different ways that we've talked about it, it may help us to try to identify where the conversation is taking us, how we're getting into that breadth of conversation on a specific topic, and then how does that correlate back to the events that we have happening in our community. For example, MoneyGram and the partnership that Ripple has with them, or Swell, or other events, correlating the talking points that people are pulling out and the timeline of events can be really helpful in identifying trends for the future. And since everybody's thinking about trends, I thought I'd highlight that. Now, keeping on the topic of Bitcoin, one of the breaking news stories yesterday was that the IRS followed Bitcoin transactions, resulting in the takedown of the largest child exploitation site on the web. Woo! Can I get a heck yeah? Congratulations. This was a global initiative. There were many countries involved in this. And I believe from my readings, and I don't think I highlighted this, they were able to save 24 children during this raid. And there were people from all over right here it says it, at least 23 minor victims residing in the United States, Spain, and the United Kingdom who are being actively abused by the abusers were saved. Now that, right, I already have tingles. I'm tingling all over right now because this is awesome. There are people that are out there looking at what's going on in the blockchain space. And this is one of the innovative ways. Yeah, as you saw, the trend is going down that you could use this for hiding. But there are great things going on in this space. And this tweet from Tuesday from Chris Larson, proud to support Thorn, a nonprofit building tech to stop the spread of child sexual abuse material. You can watch the CEO, Julia Cordia, share about Thorn's work. This tweet and the video that is attached is out of this world. You know, this woman gets very emotional when she's talking about this, but the software that they're creating is absolutely amazing. And I'm looking at the Thorn Twitter handle right now where you can go and find a lot of information. And the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, it talks about how we need more technology in this space. And a lot of their funding, like, again, this is speaking to the fact that some of the best causes in the world do not have funding. There's no angel investors lining up to just be like, hey, let us throw you some money for something we're not going to make any money for. But it doesn't mean that it's not an important topic. And I'm so proud of the work that the Thorn team is doing. They build technology to defend children from sexual abuse. So Thorn, thank you so much for what you are doing around the globe, the hard work that you're doing, the time that you spend looking at some of the sickest stuff that's out there in order to build technology to save children and exploited individuals. So let's move on from that horrible discussion and start talking about something that will lift our spirits again, because I just took you down into the depths of blah. But let's go back up. So yesterday there were a lot of things going on in regards to, there was and I got their names wrong, you already know this, but there were important meetings, and I think it was but the Fed had a round of meetings yesterday and a panel discussion. I believe the IMF also had their own meetings. Like, can't they get these things lined up properly so I can attend both at the same time? No, you have to pick one. Pick their party or my party. Only one. You can only go to one. All right, fine. I'll watch the replay later, which I was able to do. But there's an emerging conversation. Let me go that way. And then I think these are 3 articles that are worth reading. The one piece in here that I want to pull out, so 2 pieces actually. We have not at the Fed decided to pursue or drive for the development of digital currencies, but it's something we're actively looking at and debating. And during the Fed presentation yesterday, they had one of the commissioners speaking, I forget her name, and she said, like, this is not something that we're going to do right now. We think it should actually be happening in a smaller market, first. And I could understand her logic, considering the US dollar is the reserve currency around the globe. And right here, coming down here, and Kaplan, who is Kaplan? I'm trying to find, so yeah, let me just share the article. I think this is a good article, and we're at a time, I'm already over, and I have so many great things I want to talk about. But so the US is talking about a digital dollar, right? Central bank digital dollar. The French central banker, the world needs to standardize crypto regulations. Another great article that you guys should be looking at, because we're talking about regulatory clarity around the globe. And this article is really neat because it talks about, we need a global standard so that people can't arbitrage what they're going to be doing where, based on where there's the lowest risk or where they have the best opportunity to skip taxes. So the French are calling for standardization. Over here, we have the Central Bank of Canada is exploring a digital currency. So if everybody's got a digital currency, and we also know, what is it? I think it's Jamaica or St. Bart's, and there's another one. The Seychelles Island already has a digital token. So these are some places that already have moved into this space. But I think the idea of having state players being, nations moving in and creating their own stable coin, digital asset, is very interesting, especially in light of what we have going on with Sologenic and the recent release of the proposal that David Schwartz shared with us in regards to issuing stable coins on the XRP ledger. It's a proposal. There's no guarantees that that functionality is out there, other than the fact that Sologenic, which is based on the XRP ledger, is doing just that. And they were, yeah, I'm not going to go into all the talking points that every time I felt like I was hearing David Schwartz and his proposal language during the Backup Bradley discussion with Sologenic. But I think many things are happening right now, and there's a lot of research into how to really move towards a more digital money opportunity. So let's keep going. So into the fun. Crypto Erie would call it fluff. I will call it just fun today. It's not like I have a specific name for it, but we're going to go into some more interesting things, and then we're going to get into what's going on the ballot. You will get a first-hand view of who's winning in the XRP Community Choice Awards current round, because I think that'll be very insightful for people. So who is here this morning? Silhouette Park Farms. I think you might have been the first one this morning. Congratulations. Welcome. I love the baby kangaroo, by the way. If you like animals, go to Silhouette Park Farms, subscribe, make sure you click the bell icon so that you can get the updates, because they show a lot of animals. There are baby kangaroos, snakes. I don't think I've seen a tarantula yet, but chickens and lots of other things. So very happy you could make it here today. Also, the talking person behind Silhouette Park Farms is Adam Kilpatrick, who has a live performance on Facebook during the week. I believe it's Tuesdays, is also on Cinnamon. So very active member of the XRP community, and I'm very grateful that you chose to show up here, Adam and Silhouette Park Farms. So give them a follow. The Crypto Camper, also very happy you are here. Danny Torres, the Great Pate, RTB Dutchy. Who else? Lionel, good morning. Notorious XRP, Ferdy. Who else is here? SPO, I found you on Twitter and started following you. Thank you for showing up today. Awesome to have you. XRP Angel Connie, in honor of XRP Angel Connie, I will say, if you like the content that I'm creating, please like and subscribe. I appreciate your likes and subscribes. It means a lot to me, but don't overly focus on that, because this is really my time to come and hang out with you guys. Pro Tuck, always a pleasure to have you here. Ferdy, I don't know if I gave you a shout out already. And anybody else? I'm coming down towards the end. David D, did I mention you? David D, I was talking about you the other day, and I was like, I think I'm going to get in trouble from David D for not having my live stream. Tina Hall, one of the rock stars in our community. Pleasure to have you here this morning. And Crypto Mike, fantastic to have you here. Patricia, fantastic to have you here as well. And the Crypto Camper, when are you going to start creating content for us? We need to know. Yes, we need to know. So just looking at the comments here, SPO says, David D, right? She actually said a lot without saying the names that cannot be spoken. Very professional, I thought. Oh, thank you. And thank you for not putting something crazy out there that halfway through reading it, I'm like, yeah, I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate your comments and getting the dialogue going, really wanting to talk about things that maybe other people aren't talking about, but it helps you go, let's think about that. So here's getting back to the news. And this comes to us from Goop. Goop says, have you seen the new Oxford Dictionary Satoshis pointing to XRP? I didn't see that, but Oxford Dictionary has added Satoshi and Oxford Dictionary. My favorite, yes, definitely one of my favorite books. I love this book, actually. Nothing like having a debate over the origins of a word. And so in this, this is the online edition. When my parents sold their house, I wish I had grabbed the Oxford Dictionary, because we spent so much time when I was a child sitting at the coffee table talking about a topic, talking about the word that was used in a newspaper article, and then looking at the etymology. Maybe I have that word wrong, but the history of the word. So Satoshi, and it gives its pronunciation, forms also with a capital initial, the origin from a proper name, etymon, proper name Satoshi Nakamoto, right? So I think etymology, I got it right. The name of Satoshi Nakamoto. And here we, as a description, we have the smallest monetary unit that the Bitcoin digital payment system equal to 100th millionth of a Bitcoin. Wow. So some etymologists had to go out and figure out what a Satoshi was, write it up, and make it worthy to go in the dictionary forever. Woohoo! We are definitely headed for mass adoption if we get words like Satoshi in the Oxford Dictionary. So next we need ZERPs. Oxford Dictionary, if you're listening, we need ZERPs. That would be fantastic. So coming to us from Julia, another person that I really like seeing the content from online. Code Tsunami created the first app I used with XRP, Toast Wallet, and I was told it was the best. It was easy enough for a knob like me to figure out, and it is a great application. So Code Tsunami, also known as Richard Holland, is one of the creators behind the Toast Wallet. I think he might be the lead developer. He's also the creator of Hot Pocket, which is a Codius API. It allows for plugin into that. I know I've got half of that right there, but they're saying, so Google is telling them that they can't have the link for the tip bot in the application in the Toast wallet for them to get contributions for the work that they're doing. And they had no problems getting onto the other platforms. So it's available on Windows, iOS, it's available on Windows phones, Windows computers, iOS or Apple phones, Apple computers, and also on my desktop. But in order to use it on Android, they have to get rid of the widget that allows tipping. And one of the challenges with this, where this is a problem, you might be like, well, so who cares? Just get rid of it. A lot of applications are actually built as WAPs, right? So it's a web application, a mobile app that is created using web technologies, so predominantly JavaScript, HTML, and CSS to build the foundations of the application. Then you use another piece of software that will enable you to take that software and blast it out into an executable, or an application for the multitude of platforms. So you don't create many different applications, one for iOS, one for the desktop, instead you create one application and then compile it down, build it into an application that can run on different platforms, Android, iOS, for example. And so, by removing the tipping capability, Google wants them to go through Google, allowing Google to take 30%, I believe, of the income that they would make through tips instead of allowing them to use the tip bot. So I think this is really sad. Not sure what's going to happen with this, but I hope that this gets resolved. And the challenge is that this application might not be available for Android users going forward if this proceeds forward. And I think that's what this is. Won't it be hilarious if they reject the APK? Well, don't be sorry for me, but be sorry for Android users who want Toast and can't get it. Every other platform is still available: iOS, Mac, Linux, Windows browser. Google Pay is punishing their customers for no reason by denying them access to free open source software. So, we have developers in this space who are not able to get paid for the great work that they're doing, who are just asking for tips and are blocked in that way. And so let's move on before I get all emotional about that. Okay. So XRP Research Center gives a shout out to Spring. At least consider giving some credit to the actual creators of the whole IOV concept. That's the ones who are actually working to make it a reality. And he points to Spring and, Just Moon, who is out here talking about web monetization and how we can proceed forward. And that is my lead in to talking about the ballot. It was a horrible lead in, but before I go to talking about the ballot, and I'm going to come back to the chat and see who is here. So I didn't say good morning to Javon. Good morning, Javon. Good morning. Good morning. I'm from Oxford. That is really cool, Lionel. And SBO says goop, goop, goop. Crypto Mike, fantastic. One word, Scrabble. Oh yes, that's my mother's favorite game. At Christmas, she guilts us all into playing Scrabble. You're only here for now. You guys should play Scrabble with me. Otherwise, I don't get to play. And it's like, okay, we'll play Scrabble. And she wins every single time. So Encyclopedia Britannica, pre-Google. Yes, so was the Oxford Dictionary. The dictionary was probably this big that we had. If it went down to my chest, to the top of my head, it was a big tome of words. I love it. And I like I said, I wish I had grabbed that when my parents were selling their house. Did we have any other new people join? All right. Javon, great to see you. It's been a long time. Been a long time since... I don't know that song. So let's get over to the ballots. Wow. So the XRP Community Choice Awards round 2 is currently in full effect. I'm running a little bit behind on things. We are at 3,500 XRP raised for the XRP Community Fund. There's 500 that needs to be transferred. Should have been transferred earlier this week. Will get transferred today. So we are still selling tickets. So if you don't have a ticket, definitely go out and buy one. This round 2 ballot is all picture based. Yeah. And we have some data validation rules. And as you can see, you choose exactly who out of round 1 you think is the most valuable player, or next. The thing I love about this is that it makes the looking at the data a lot easier. There is no manual manipulation to get all of the content to line up. In round 1, we asked you to type in, people's names. So the amount of people that spelt Hodor's name as HODER instead of HODOR, wouldn't result in multiple people being selected. Added a space, didn't add a space. Only put the first 3 characters of people's names, etc., etc. So it was a lot of work, over a day's worth of work. But we have the early results coming in. We've had 106 people respond, and at this point, the person in the lead is Hodor for most valuable player, which I think is awesome because he has done so much, even though he is talking about potentially not being around us anymore, which I'm not big on. But so Hodor is winning in most valuable players. I'm just going to touch the highlights. You can come back to this video or zoom in. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can actually look a little bit closer at the results. And in the blog content coil contributor, we have Hodor winning in this area as well with 56%. Rising star coil contributor. Wow, XRP Darren is really in the lead over here, along with Ferdy. Ferdy, congratulations on your positioning here. You've got 24% of the votes, and we've got Patricia picking up the for 3rd place currently for Rising Star Coil Contributor. Really impressed with where you guys are and all the great things that you guys do in our community. 20K subscribers or more. This is really a high area. The person that is in the lead is Crypto Eerie currently. 10K subscriber videos over here for 24%. Brad Kimes is actually one of those people that are going to Ripple or to the Swell conference, and he is leading us with 24, almost 25% of the votes. Great progress out here. Supporters are getting out here and really showing their support. 5K subscribers or more video content. Up here, we have XRP Bank. We don't talk too much about XRP Bank. They seem to be a little bit more in the hiding, but their last video was a repost of a podcast that was done by Marcus from Ripple. And so, great progress there. Rising star video content creators. I think I saw Notorious in here. Notorious, you need to go find your people. Get them to vote for you. Like, what's up with that? Notorious XRP. Where are you? 11.3%. We have XRP Zoo at 23%. Congratulations, my friends. Aiden Trading, 14%. Darren XRP, 13.4%. We have lots of great, most people don't have 5,000 subscribers. So, the best of the best, and I pulled out 10, fell into this category. Go tell your supporters to vote for you. May the best may the best team win. I want the best. I think all of you guys are the best. Everybody that is listed on this Rising Star video creators. But at the same time, I think this is a great opportunity for you to get out and show people how much you enjoy creating your content and how you hope that they will support you and that they get involved in this. In regards to artistic creator for Crypto Toeman, Crypto Toeman took the lead in the first ballot and is still in the lead on the second. Future Fudbuster. So over here we have Sam I Am in the lead for Fudbuster of the Year. Rabbit Hole Researcher, we have Sam I Am to the Lifeboats also here as well. XRP News Hawker. So this one is as you can see, it's very divided up, but we have Digital Asset Investor taking the lead for XRP News Hawker currently, most likely to be the bot. My favorite category. We have Crypto Bitlord. So that, yeah, keep that one coming. But we also have Lionel. And during my show, I've said, I think Lionel might be most likely to be a bot. I really don't think so. But Lord Lionel, you are getting some votes as well. Innovator of the Year, Vice Wind is in the lead there. XRP Startup of the Year, we have a really big breakup coming out here. So the XRP Tipbot and XRPL Labs are actually both have Vice Wind as a contributor on that. So they're definitely who is in the lead, followed by Coil. Why was the Tipbot broken out from XRPL Labs? I've been asked that a couple of times. Aren't they the same? No, they aren't. I'm sorry. XRPL Labs is really talking about a specific set of software innovations that they're trying to roll out. And the Tipbot was created by Vice Wind and Tristan, if I have that right, before the XRPL Labs was an idea. XRPL Labs is funded by Spring. The XRP Tipbot is something that they create in their spare time. So they are worthy of being broken out. And most people probably don't understand the XRP Labs parallel, but I wanted to bring that out. So Developer of the Year, Vice Wind is definitely in the lead here, followed by XRPL Labs, again, him, and then Nixer FFM. Nixer, great job on that. Technical Writer of the Year, Vice Wind is in the lead there, and Non-Ripple Validator of the Year, BitTrue. BitTrue is in the lead over here. So wanted to get this information out just for my viewers. I really want people to vote on this. I don't care who people vote for. I'm here to raise 10,000 XRP for the XRP Community Fund, and the award show will really be highlighting the top categories for all of these different areas, give people an opportunity to really showcase who they appreciate in our community, and yeah, really focus in on the great stuff. Give some support. We don't have any money to go pay these guys, so let's support them this way. And I want this to be transparent. What you guys vote is what ends up getting put out here. Nate, my friend Nate XRP, who doesn't seem to be here, I think it's because he's mad at me. People had voted for me in the Rising Stars YouTube content creators, but because I want this to be transparent, because I don't want to bias the vote, I took my name out of it. Right? I honestly don't care who wins. Buy a ticket. If you think I care about something, buy a ticket and donate so that we can raise XRP for the XRP Community Fund. Or if you're against the charity, no problem. Go make a massive contribution, massive, because then I'll recognize it and I go, that's somebody that thinks that this is a bad idea. Go make a massive contribution directly to the XRP Fund, and I will be sad and very grateful at the same time. So it's all good. So this is where we are. I've also received, and I want to just highlight this, I've received some commentary because there's this section, I'm going to scroll there really, really fast. There's this any final comments. So you have the opportunity to just say whatever you want there. So there's this last little section at the very end where people have chosen to make some comments about the vote, and MVP, I'm trying to not show bias here, but they commented that some people shouldn't be in the MVP category. Sorry, I am not going to change the vote because of what I think or what other people think. If the community comes out and votes for something, that's what stands. That's what happens in a political election at the state level. And we want transparency. We want people who the community thinks are making a difference to come forward and be recognized. So don't complain about it. Go out and vote for the people that you think should win so that we're cheering on and, providing accolades and support to the people that win. All right. So enough about all that. Let me go to the comments. I wanted to get this out because I don't have time to go and create pretty little, this is who's winning in this category and get yelled at this week. So, feel free to yell at me in the chat. I love being yelled at. It makes me feel so special. Blah, 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 blah. So David D, SG biased against the crypto camper and me who were actually first. You guys were first. I'm sorry, the scroll went by so fast. So David D and the crypto camper were first. Sorry, Silhouette Park Farms. You're out of there. You're out of there. Was overblown. So David says, Silhouette Park Farms, yes, saw that, and she answered the question fine, pointing out the was overblown in my opinion. She did not wish to single out a single solution, yet the army thinks otherwise. I'm sorry, I have my own opinions on everything, and that's all I can talk about here. I'm not talking head on behalf of other people. I hate missing your streams. Always fun to be here with you guys. I totally agree. I feel the same way. And being sick and not be able to be here was heartbreaking for me. So thank you so much for coming back around. And for those that showed up on the off days and found out that I wasn't going to be here, I'm sorry. So SPO, goop, 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 goop. Who else do we have out here? What other comments do we have? So do we not talk about the XRP price anymore? I am thrilled. We continue to try and poke at 30 cents. Hope we break through and rise beyond in advance of swell. I think we will. So David D, yes, price, great comment. And I appreciate you going for the tough stuff. Lay them down here. I want to answer them. I'm sorry if I missed any other tough ones. So do we not talk about the price anymore? Let's see what the price is this morning, because I think that's a great question. I regularly look at the price, but, following the instructions of Brad Garlinghouse, don't look at it too much, right? Just move forward. So the price this morning, based on the app that I generally look at, is $29.64, right? So 29 cents and almost 30 cents. So we're trying to poke at 30 cents. I agree. And I think that we will continue the rise in advance at swell. I also think that there's a lot of things going on in the general space. Like yesterday during the Fed meeting, a question was put forward to the primary speaker. I forget her name. I apologize. But the primary speaker who made the opening statements about what the Fed is trying to do, where they're trying to go. And the questioner pointedly asked, what about Ripple? Are you using it? And she seemed to get a little bit uncomfortable with the question, stated that she didn't want to speak to any specific, product provider out there. But we know that Ripple has been meeting with central banks around the globe, that they have been invited to key meetings to talk about their technology. And I think that, the conversation about price is valid. There's many places you can go and find out about price. Alex Cobb, another person who will be going to the Swell event, and I'm about to sneeze, sorry. Excuse me. He regularly talks about price and also brings in some TA there. But I care more about the technology. I care about innovative solutions. When I heard about Android, I started developing Android. When I heard about XRP, I started to get involved in the XRP community, and I hope to get more involved with XRP development going forward. So price to me is important, but you won't hear too much about it here. I'm sorry. I want to talk about other stuff. I care about price. I look at it all the time, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to talk about it too much here. But I think there are a lot of people that are out there talking about it. Alex, okay, so what did Alex feature? I just saw that and it went off. So I don't see, so just a lot of stuff that I wanted to cover. I saved a lot of content over the week while I was in bed. I was actually in bed. And did Nate show up? Nate, Nate, you are fantastic. It's awesome to have you here. I know that you've been very, very busy. I've been missing you, and I was starting to worry about you, Nate, because I haven't had any instructional videos from you telling me that I need to fix this, that, or the other thing. Nate, do you notice that you don't hear the clicking of the mouse? I'm touching the mouse right now, Nate. And as you can tell, it's not making extensive noise. So thank you very much for that input, Nate. Good to have you here. So Nate, also, we need you to dance for the XRP Crypto Craze Dance Challenge. I know you were saying that you were going to pull a video together for us. The mashup was awesome. I really love the mashup, but we want to see you dancing. So the Crypto Camper says, please go out and check the stock market today. What else? Anything else? God bless you. Oh, thank you so much, Connie. I appreciate you. So we're over a little bit. I'm scanning up back. So put your mind back a little bit. Well done. Sincerely, George. Your dedication and organization is admirable. Thank you for doing the Here for XRP and streaming, even if it's only 3 days this week. Yes, thank you. I have been, I had some classes that I had to attend yesterday, and I was getting a finger wagging. This is a finger wagging in regards to saying, you need to be slowing down and taking care of yourself and blah, 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 blah. I am so excited that we're within 4 weeks of the XRP Community Choice Awards. I'm also really excited that we've also identified most of the award presenters and look forward to talking about that next week. And the big rah for all the people that are involved. And so I'm excited about what we are going to do. So David D says, just a nod at the price every once in a while. We were at 22.7 after the flash crash and have rebounded nicely, and it seems to have broken away from BTC a little bit. I am more concerned about trajectory, and I totally agree with you, David D. I do care more about the trajectory, and your comment has been noted. Things will be adjusted. Thank you so much for responding to the customer review. I don't know. My joke just went badly. Welcome, Calvin. Good to see you. I want to see your dance as well. And you point out a good thing there. We were at 22.7 and we have come up to what Alexa is saying is 31 cents. I was saying was 30 cents, pushing 30 cents. And one of the most interesting things is that I do think that we are breaking away from Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be going down and we are going up. And that's what I'm watching more online with the trend, when I'm looking at the price, is who's going down and by what percent, and who is going up and by what percent. So we'll have XRP going up, making gains, and then we'll have Bitcoin potentially going down, losing value, right? Like when they broke down below 8,000. They took XRP down a little bit with them because the entire market was going down, but we have not continued to go down this month at the rate that they have. Yes, we hit 22.7, but we have been moving up. And I think that is key, that we're starting to get larger recognition in the broader community that there is utility here, and that what Ripple is doing is worth taking a look at. I think some of the things that lead me to believe this are, for example, the interview with Pomp, the crypto, I think it's Crypto Campfire, which is predominantly a Litecoin chat. They focus in on that. Did a really good interview of Vitze Wind. They were not attacking him. They were throwing him. They asked some big important questions. I got a lot out of their podcast or their video, but they weren't trying to attack the XRP ledger or the work that Vitze Wind was doing. Nor did they say you should be working on something different. That's not good technology. It's not going to go far. They were actually commending the work that he is doing and looking at how awesome the work that he has been doing has been propelling the XRP community. So I see people who may have been naysayers in the past and are now open to listen. I'm willing to listen, right? Even Tone Vei's little, survey, like, do you really think there's utility here? Like, why would you think somebody will use this? Like, I consider that a moving of the needle more towards acceptance and the fact that people are recognizing that adoption of XRP for utility is on its way. Because historically, if you go back and look at Tone Vei's and his comments about XRP, they're all coins other than Bitcoin are trash. None of them will last. There's no utility. XRP is the worst of them all. He's not asking a question. He's not engaging in dialogue, even though it's still passive aggressive the way that he put out his inquiry. But he's not attacking. He's more in inquiry, which if you think about conversations and the escalation of fights and the escalations of agreements, asking a question or being in inquiry is better than being in attack. So I'm done with lecturing you guys on that. I will put a little bit more emphasis on where we are going in regards to price and the trajectory, because I see a slight, I've thought I've seen it in the past, a decoupling of Bitcoin and XRP. I do see personally, this is my personal opinion, I am not a financial advisor, and I definitely do not spend extensive time sitting there looking at TA diagrams or TradingView. TradingView has not been opened on my computer in months, all right? But I do see that with what I'm looking at a high level, I see that Bitcoin is staying around the same level. It's actually on a downward trajectory. XRP, even when, and usually right before Bitcoin takes a big dump, we have been going up in value. So when, Bitcoin all of a sudden goes down, it's not taking XRP out like it does on other digital assets. So when we look at, and I know I'm going to go to everybody's favorite website, CoinMarketCap. Why don't they calculate the price of XRP properly? And that is the truth. But so you look at XRP, I'm looking at this chart, and again, this is not the focus of what I like to do, but the change in 24 hours, if we start looking, and I actually like to look at the monthly chart on this, what is the change over the month? Because 24 hours is just today. Did a big news article come out today? Are people finally recognizing that we're ahead? But the change, and all you can see on this chart, because I could easily remember, XRP is up 4%. Bitcoin is up 0.81%. You look at the chart, which this is a 7-day chart, Bitcoin is trending down, right? If you were to lay a marble on here, which direction would the marble go? And if you were to lay a marble on here, on the XRP chart, it is going up, even though we have these dumps. And so like I was talking about Bitcoin all of a sudden falling off a cliff, I think that was yesterday, and falling below 7,000 or below 8,000, we went down just like every other asset in the top 12 went down at that moment, but it didn't take us out like it did Ethereum, if you look at that. So Tether, we won't look at that. Bitcoin Cash, like everything else is on a downward trend. Binance Coin is following a similar trajectory as XRP. So there's another digital asset that's doing well. But this is, I like looking at it from this perspective, because will we moon this year? I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I hope so. I really do hope so. But, I care more about the trajectory, and I think that the technology will get us there. Having more developers engaged, that's why I'm such a strong proponent of the XRP Community Fund. We need more developers here, and you will continue to see me post about the need for more developers. One of my caddy posts yesterday was a post to South by Southwest asking them to make sure that they have more Ripple, Spring, Coil, Cinnamon video at South by Southwest 2020, because it is innovative and it's all about monetization and enabling people to make profits in new and interesting ways. So David, I hope I centered in on this. I really appreciate having you as an ongoing subscriber to my channel. You always ask great questions, and I will definitely put a little bit more focus on this. Thank you very much for the question. All right, Tina Hall. David D, I'm not only young at heart, but immature too. Tina Hall is fun. She is so much fun. She is the person who created the instructional video for the crypto crawl, which I have done. It's out there. I need to promote it more, but I've been sick. And, but yeah, I love Tina Hall. Papa Bear, plain and clear. follow the marble. Follow the marble. Yeah, if you can go on TradingView and draw triangles. I keep talking about, I need to find the video so that I can show you guys what I'm talking about, because when I was like trying to understand the digital asset market, you know, and get in, I'd go and watch these videos and this guy was like, this is proof positive that this is going up. And I wish I had a picture here, but he's like, it's here. Look at this trajectory. All right, it's going to go. Bum, bum, bum. And he doesn't even think about where he's going to do it. I'll do it again. And he hits 3 different spots on the sheet. And then he does it again. And he's like, and up through the moon. So, you know, I think that technical analysis is valuable. I think that in order for it to, we don't have a long history of information about this, but looking at it on the 5 minute, 1 minute, 10 minute charts is bad. It's a bad idea. It's made helped me make some bad decisions unless I was trading right in that instant. I prefer to look at the weekly charts and the daily charts when I do look. So we're done, but I know I'm way over, but I just missed you guys. I really missed you, and I'm feeling a bit better today. Not sure where and how the whole day will go, but I'm getting ready to get out of here. Any final thoughts? SPS because of people like you. So Notorious XRP also did get his Twitter account back, which is really awesome. So now he has both. I hope that they don't get rid of the second one so that we can, if anything happens, we have both. Tina Hall, I love you too. Sincerely, George. Thank you for being so kind. Yes, Tina Hall, actually, since I still have you here, I know that you are in a transitional point right now. And if you guys are not following Tina Hall, let's bring her up really quickly. YouTube. So Tina Hall, and I think everybody knows this. So Tina Hall, where is she? Is this our Tina Hall? This is our Tina Hall right here. So Tina Hall currently has almost 10 subscribers. See, we have this upload right here of her doing the video. She created the video for instructional information. So if you're not subscribed to Tina Hall's channel, I would like you to go and subscribe as soon as possible. Tina Hall is getting ready to retire, and in preparation for retirement, I want to help her get this channel going, because the community that she currently serves in her doing her day job wants to be able to view Tina once she leaves, and would be willing potentially to join Coil to support her. So, you know, that being on that platform. And I think she could really grow very quickly. But in order for her to be able to market to her existing customers that are offline customers with maximum effectiveness, I need more subscribers to Tina Hall's channel. So I'm going to be putting out a post on Twitter asking people to subscribe to this channel. Even though there's only one video, if you can go out and subscribe, I would like to get Tina Hall's channel to over 100 subscribers, preferably by the weekend, so that I can do this work on the weekend. I barely do anything during the week. And yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good. Thank you very much, Lionel. I was in a rush. I'm wearing my work clothes on the top and other clothes on the bottom, because I'm like, I gotta get on there. But I wanted to cover some really good stuff, so I spent more time focused in on the articles. So we're done. I am actually late. So I'm going to end this without a lot of hoopla. And I'm really very grateful for everybody that chose to show up today. I think we talked through a lot of really great topics. This is the XRP community update, a chance to catch up on what's going on in the community, some of the non-traditional, maybe lower level news that I hope will help get you thinking about what's going on, how you can contribute, and how you can get plugged in. Recently, We Say Wind made a comment in regards to the Spring SDK being released, and I've seen some of the developers talking about that, about how much easier it makes it to work with the XRP ledger. So if you haven't yet and are interested in doing development on the XRP ledger, I recommend that you go and look at We'd Say Wind's tweet stream on Twitter, and find the videos that he's created to help new people get into developing for the XRP ledger. There's great opportunity to get plugged in working and supporting the XRP ecosystem in whatever your super magical way is. Currently, I for me, it's organizing this XRP Community fundraiser to raise funds for the commissioning of developers. It may transition to something else later, and it's talking endlessly about how you should get involved. So on that note, I am out of here. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for being here today. And big thank you to all of the people that have stepped up and are really helping out with the XRP Community Fund. We would not be able to have it without you. So even though I may be the talking head that's sitting here talking about it, there are a lot of people behind the scenes that are helping make it a reality. And I'm very grateful for those people. So I hope you have a great day. This is it. And I said I wouldn't say this, but I am over and out. No, I don't want any comments back. That's why I say over and out. I won't even have a chance to talk in the chat afterwards because I'm late. So with that, I am over and out.